back working on the E93. Today we're moving on to the interior. So today's modification I'm really excited about. We're going to be installing a retrofit for Apple CarPlay on the E93. And so basically my goal for this was I wanted it to look as OEM as possible. I know there's a bunch of double din head units that you can get, but the one that I ended up going with is built specifically for this car, so it gives you the best fit and finish. So we'll see how it is. This modification is also going to segue into the backup cam. So this car does have parking distance control, so I'm going to be adding an OEM style backup cam. So look out for that video next, but for today we're just going to work on getting the head unit in, and then we can run the wire for the backup cam after that. So if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button, drop a like on the video, and let's dive into this. Alright, so I'll pop up a picture of what this is supposed to look like when it's finished, but basically we have the head unit here, which I'll show to you guys. So this will replace the current screen and controls, and we're going to be moving the seat warmer controls into this ashtray. So I got a kit that's going to relocate that, and then we're going to move this down and modify it a bit. So first things first is we're going to want to actually start removing this stuff so that we can work on wiring up and installing the new one. So the first thing you're going to want to do is remove the climate control. So it just pries out, so you'll want to be gentle with it, but just get a plastic pry tool and get behind there and pull it out. So once you have this out, you'll just want to remove the two connectors. So to remove these, you just got to flip these levers back and they come out. So we'll be transferring this, the seat warmers down to here. So I'll show you the kit that I have for that, and I'll put all the links in the description below on what you need for this. So next you're going to want to remove the two T20 bolts that actually hold your head unit on. And then there's two Phillips screws holding in the head unit right above those. So once you get those out, the head unit should just slide out. So once you get this out, you can just unplug everything. So for this big connector, you just push down this tab and there's a lever that twists back and it'll pop out. There's a tab on the side for this one and you should be out. So they don't give you a ton of room, but just wiggle it out and now you can set this aside. So once you have the head unit out, there's two 8mm bolts that hold this bracket in and two more T20 Torx. So once you have those two bolts out, this should just slide right out, so you can maneuver the wires through and set this aside. So now that we have everything uninstalled, we can start piecing together the new kit. So I'm going to be skipping some stuff here, and you're probably going to want to skip it too, just because it's antiquated. So I won't be putting in the GPS antenna. I might just throw it back there just in case it causes any errors, but I'm not going to be routing it anywhere on top of the car or anything like that. And then I'm probably not going to be routing the microphone anywhere, just because I probably won't use those two features. So before we go any further, I'm actually going to do the relocation kit for the heated seats. So that's going to go in this ashtray right here. So to do that, the first thing you're going to need to do is just start removing this trim, and it just pops right off. So you can start in the back and just kind of lift up with your fingers and then continue to pry as you move forward, but be very delicate with it. So you'll want to unplug this, and then this needs to go into drive to be able to get it all the way out, but we'll put that back in park. But now we can actually remove the ashtray. So there's 4 Torx bits that we're going to have to remove. So to remove the ashtray, it's just these T10 Torx. So once you have those 4 bolts removed, this pops out. So this is the kit I purchased to relocate the heated seats. So this kit comes with the ribbon cable extension. So this is what's going to help you get it all the way down. So you'll want to pop these out. There's just 2 tabs that hold them in, and then you'll want to remove this ribbon cable. And so now you have this separate from the original unit. So you'll want to remove the bolts on the back of the seat warmer switch and replace the ribbon cable with the longer one that comes with your kit. And then now you can fish this through this little channel under here, and it'll pop back up so you can reconnect it to the back of your climate control. So it'll just loop through like this, and you can now put this into the housing and reconnect the trim. And so now this will go back to where the ashtray was bolted. Alright, so this is what the final product looked like. So you probably want to keep this just in case you ever want to revert back to stock, but you lose your actual cigarette lighter. So that's alright with me. I think this looks pretty clean, so I'm happy with it. But now we can start installing the stereo. There's no direct wiring harnesses or anything, or wiring diagrams online, so kind of a trial and error for me, so you guys will follow along on that, but it should be pretty simple. I've done one of these before. I mean, obviously we have the 3 connections for the stereo, or for the climate control, so this will be, we'll be putting this aside. I'm going to keep this one, and actually I bought a secondary one that I can modify, because you do have to modify your AC for this to switch, because you're going to be moving this down, so you have to kind of trim it down a little bit on the side so that it fits in the opening. So I just bought a replacement on eBay. It was like $15, I think, so that way I do not have to modify my original one, and I'll keep this safe so that way if I ever want to revert back to stock, I can put it there. So it does come with 2 different faceplates. One's for the manual control, one is for the automatic. I have the automatic, so this is going to go over top like this. So that replaces the original one. And then we have this mounting plate with the screws. So now what I'll do is I'll stick this back here. This is the GPS antenna. So I'm just going to press that back there. And then you can connect the radio antenna to the stock harness. So this just clicks in like that. So this will go into the back of the head unit. These are the AC controls, so we'll leave those at the bottom. So now we got to start hooking this up to the actual head unit and the wiring harness. So the next thing that you're going to want to connect is the CAN bus decoder. So this makes it so you can use your OEM functions with this device. So now we can install this bezel onto the actual head unit, and this is what's going to attach the climate control to the head unit. Alright, so the next step is you're going to want to connect the AC controls to the screen. So they give you this bracket. It's not a great bracket, but does the job. So the head unit slides in, and then you screw on these 2 brackets on each side where the AC control will actually slide into. Alright, so this is how it looks when it's assembled with the bezel and onto the head unit. So now we can start making the connections. So we're going to connect the antenna, and all of this stuff only goes in one spot, so you can't really mix it up. And then from there we do the main harness. So once you get the antennas hooked up, then you can do the red and white. Alright, so it's been a couple of days since we worked on this. I realized that I was missing a piece. That piece is this decoder. So if you have fiber optics, which you'll know when you pull this out and you look at your quad lock connector. Once you look at your quad lock connector, you can look for the fiber optic cables. If you do have those, you're going to need this piece. This piece is about $100. And so basically what you do is you plug in the fiber optics to this, and then this plugs into your aux. So without this, you're not going to get any sound, and that was the trouble I was having. So I'm going to take this quad lock connector back off and get the fiber optics off of it. When you get this piece, there's going to be a blank connector in there. You'll take that out and you'll plug in the fiber optics from the main harness. So you'll have the 2 aux connections, and then you'll have a ground, a constant power, and the accessory power. You can actually just tap these into the harness from the actual unit instead of chopping up your actual car harness. So I'm going to connect the red to an accessory wire and cap it off with a wire nut. So on mine it's labeled key 1 and it's pink. And then I'm going to do the B+, which is the yellow, to the main power wire on this harness. So instead of hacking up my original harness, I'm going to do the one on the actual head unit. It's the big thick yellow one for mine. And when you're doing this, you want to make sure that your connections to the actual car harness are disconnected, otherwise you'll have live power. Alright, so everything's connected. I temporarily put this back in. Let's see what kind of action we got. So it's booting up. We'll click CarPlay. So I connected the Bluetooth on the CarPlay. iPhone 13. Now. So we got sound, so it works. So you have all your map functions, your phone, then you can go back to car, so you have this. I'll play around with this more, and I'll probably make a video going in depth on the features, but so far I'm pretty happy with the way it looks. It looks like the lights and everything match, so if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button, drop a like on the video, and see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.
I'm just really trying to show you no love. Say you tired and you need a new love. Use what you